Hello, 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 and good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mahesh Chan. I'm founder of CSharpCorner. I see a lot of people are joining us. Everybody, good morning. It seems like few people have birthdays, so happy birthday to everybody who's born today, who was born today. Let's get this started. Are you guys ready? Um, let's. I think we have about 1 hour. Good morning, everybody. We have about 1 hour. And I'm going to keep this session almost maybe half an hour. Then I really want to answer your questions because my goal is to make sure that today you get something out of this. And since you are first year, I believe most of you are first year and second year students. So yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll keep it fun, keep it simple, keep it easy. Sounds good? Yeah, I think good morning everybody. It's from room. Looks like some of you guys are joining us from home. Some may be joining us from college. Yeah, so just share where you're joining us from. Let me share my screen. So Simon, we're good to go. All right, here we go. So yeah, today we are going to talk about career growth path for students, college students, which is you guys. And a lot of is based on my personal experience. And my goal, as I said, is to make sure you get something out of this. We can also talk about startups in the end. But first, let's talk about some of the latest tech and trends going on in the industry. So you guys ready for that? Again, my name is Mahesh Chan. I'm founder of CSharpCorner. If you guys are not familiar with CSharpCorner, definitely check it out because this community is for you. This community is for computer science students. And we are adding a lot more things for you guys. My background is I'm a founder of CSharpCorner. I also run a company called Mindcracker. It's a consulting company here in the US. I've been living in the US for a while. So, what is C Sharp Corner? I'm sure if you know, some of you I think know. Did you guys attended the hackathon we did there? I believe we did a hackathon, C Sharp Corner and Hack India did a hackathon there. So this is the same community. What it is, it's a learning and upskilling platform. So if you're trying to learn new technologies, you're trying to upskill yourself, you're trying to learn new technologies, you want to share your knowledge, build your profile, you want to network with other professionals, C Sharp Corner is for you. So check this out. And why today's talk is why it matters. It's because there's a lot of changes going on in technology field. And if you are prepared for it, this is actually a good time to be in tech. So if you think about these, first question, if I was a student of your age, I did my master's from Jabalpur. So if you guys know where Jabalpur is, I'm sure most of you know that. When I was graduating, nobody was telling me what to do. There was no advisor. I didn't attend any events, conferences. So I wish somebody was telling me what to learn, what to do, how to get career guidance, what technologies are coming up. So for you guys, it's really good that you are now learning here. So these are the 7 technologies they're going to be in demand today and even in at least next 5 years. If you are in one of these technologies, you should be pretty good for next 5 years. And the first one is most important one and highest growth is one of these AI and machine learning. If you are in AI and machine learning, you are doing anything around that, I think that's one of the fastest growing career path is right now. Cybersecurity is the second one. As a matter of fact, there's so much demand for cybersecurity engineers, we can't even fill them. Then third thing is cloud and DevOps, data scientist, prompt engineering, full stack developer, and blockchain web3 developer. So If you ask me a question, what technology should I be learning so I am safe, my career is good for next 5 to 6 years? These are the technologies you should be paying attention to. You want to make a screenshot for this, you want to make a note, or you want to write these down. Let me rephrase this again. If you have to ask a question, what technology should I be learning so my job career is safe for next 5 years? These are the seven technologies I would focus on. Obviously, AI machine learning is hot right now. It's pretty hot. A prompt engineering is big deal. As a matter of fact, it's hard to find prompt engineers right now. In the US, there's a lot of jobs opening available right now. So I hope this gives you a little idea like where you guys want to go in next 2 years. I think you are in first year and second year, so you still have 2 more years to go. So what is prompt engineering? And then today I will talk about two things: prompt engineering and vibe coding. What is prompt engineering? When you use AI in brief, and use AI to write code, and I'm sure many of you are writing AI to write code. Agree? I think most of you use Chat GPT. Some of you use CoPilot. Some of you use probably Cursor. There's a Versal V0. And there's a lot of these IDEs are out there. They're all using AI to write code. That makes sense? And you guys can type, replies, what tool you're using to write code and learn code these days. If you use Visual Studio or VS Code, the Copilot is actually available within your IDE, so you can even use it there. So these IDE, all they understand is prompt, the input you give, the command you give this to Copilot or Chat GPT. When you ask Chat GPT, can you check my code for accuracy? Can you check bugs in my code? Can you write an array in C++? When you say all that syntaxes or the command or the sentence, it's called prompt. Learning how to write effective prompts, understanding how AI thinks and respond to these prompts, and also learning the technology behind that is prompt engineering. And this is going to be one of the most in-demand technologies in next coming years. There is another term called vibe coding for the same thing. Vibe coding is coding using AI, but using creativity, using your skills, using your imagination, by using tools without writing code. You're building these software systems, you're building websites, you're building apps. That's called vibe coding. And there are several vibe coding tools. So these are the two things I will keep in mind if I am you. Start thinking about learning prompt engineering, learn vibe coding tools, besides what you're already learning in your college. Keep in mind what you learn in college, that's not going to give you the job. How you get the job? You get the job by doing extra work, by learning new things, by learning more than anybody else out there in the market. And the last thing is problem solving and creativity. That is very important these days. So in coming time, when somebody's hiring you, they don't care about if you know C++ or C sharp or Java. It doesn't matter as long as you know one of those languages. But if you are a good problem solver and you're creative and you can come up with the solutions, as long as you know that, you already have an upper hand compared to other guys. So start thinking, think more, try to become the problem solver rather than just a code monkey, because the typing code, the era of typing code is almost gone. So keep those comments coming, guys. In the end, I'm going to take all your questions. First, I will quickly run through my slides, but my goal is again to answer your questions, as many as possible. I am here for you for a whole 1 hour. but I want to make sure that you understand where you want to go in year 3, year 4. How do you get internships? Where do you learn these vibe coding? How do you connect to get a job? All those things we will talk today. So few other things I will share, and these things I'm sharing based on my experience. Okay, I have almost 30 years of experience. You guys not even, you are not even born since I've been, I've been in this industry. So I have learned a lot from my experiences. And besides learning my own by running C Sharp Corner community for 20 some years, 25 years, we have learned a lot. And these are the some of the tips and topics I really want to share with you. And you can write down notes. You can make notes of these. This video will also be recorded and available on YouTube as well on C Sharp Corner channel. So it will be there. So how do you learn? Right? There's learning. There's multiple ways we learn. First, you guys go in a classroom. Your teacher is teaching you, giving you assignments. You're learning that way. That's great. That's awesome. Everybody learns that way. That's great. But guess what? That's not enough these days. Your learning should be more project based these days. Your college may or may not be working with you on that, but you have to figure out to start building these projects yourself. When you build the projects, it includes everything. It includes your creativity, imagination, problem solving, your team skills. So the best way would be create a group of 3 4 students, with who you work with, and say, yeah, let's together create a project. And I think a lot of you guys already do that, so I don't have to explain you. Same thing, contribute to open source communities. Go join a GitHub, C Sharp Corner, all these communities there, and start sharing your code and your articles, because by sharing there is it's kind of giving you exposure. You're getting feedback. You are now learning more. And then third and fourth things are you want to also try to get some certifications, because when you try to go for certification, you automatically learn something. Definitely partnership and do partner. I mean, participate in hackathons and some internship opportunities. The next big thing these days is if you are going to look for a job, it's not going to be resume. You have to build your digital footprint. And the digital footprint is from your college right now. You are in first year, you are in second year. You should start building your digital footprint right now. By the time you graduate, you will already have a history of your work. So these days, when somebody's hiring, one way is that you send them a resume. That's great. Resume, I can write anything. So companies, employers don't really trust resumes. They want to see more. They want to see what you have done so far before even they call you for interview. So if you send me an interview today, first thing I'm going to do is my HR or somebody's going to do is they're going to search your name online. They will search your name on social media, and they will look at what have you done, what kind of work have you done. So here are some of the ways you can start building your digital footprint. You can go to GitHub, open an account, start sharing your code, start learning. You can go to C Sharp Corner. You can start sharing your article, blogs, your code. And these websites are slowly become your resume. Your paper resume where it says, okay, my name is this is my experience, this is what I've done, that's useless these days. These social accounts, social footprints, this digital footprint is becoming your resume now. And that's what we are doing. So in C Sharp Corner, our goal is to build your profile as your resume. So when somebody looks at your profile, maybe Simon can share the profile on C Sharp Corner, how it looks today. When somebody looks at your profile, they will exactly see who you are without even reading too much. They will exactly see what kind of work have you done. And they will see also proof that what kind of articles have you written, what kind of code have you submitted, what is the quality of the code. They will see all that. So look at this profile, right? So Simon is sharing here. It's a C Sharp Corner profile, but look at this profile. On this profile, I can see everything about this person since he has joined this website. What kind of ranking they have, what kind of reputation they have, how many contributions they have done activity wise. You can see their points earned, you can see their reward, their expertise, you can see their expertise all percentage wise, and you can also see their badges and awards. So you can go to C Sharp Corner today, join there, and say start learning React, start learning Java, start learning C++, C Sharp, or database. Just go there and learn. And then when you learn, after that you will take a challenge, you can take a certification, and that challenge, that badge will come to your profile. And that's pretty cool. So now in the future, this profile will become your footprint. This becomes your resume. Employer will look at like, oh, this person already has 3 certification. Oh, it has 3 badges already there. And what we are doing on this site is we are putting this certification on blockchain. So employers can actually verify that on this day you actually did this certification. So there's a proof on blockchain. That's not it. Guess what? And I'll share more about this. What we are doing in on C Sharp Corner is we are actually also rewarding you for this work you're doing, learning and certification. And I'll share with you that. Let's go back to my screen. So you have to build your digital footprint. How do you do that? You create profile on GitHub C Sharp Corner. You go to LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, make sure your profile is professional. You should have a good picture there. Don't put just any random old picture from your high school photo. Okay, that's important. Plus, on LinkedIn, try to connect with the people who you really want to work with, who you want to get advice from, who you anything you think this person is somebody I really want to talk to. Try to connect with them. A lot of time they may not respond you right away. It doesn't matter. You still try. You got to try that. After that, you need to start writing, blogging, sharing what you learn. Sharing is very important, and I'll tell you why. When you read something and write code, you will remember for a while. But if you write an article and post it somewhere, and then somebody replies and comments on that, that becomes your work. That's your authoritative work. You wrote that thing, and that's your footprint. Beside these 3 things, I think try to speak on webinars, virtual conferences. There's several happening on C Sharp Corner. We do all the time. Every week we have virtual conferences. Every week we have webinars, and also almost every month we have virtual conferences coming up. And then network. There's one thing I can tell you guys. It's very important that going meeting people in person is very important for building your professional network. And that is probably the most underrated but most important thing you can do today. Rather than hanging out with your college friends, try to take all your group to a place where you can learn something and network with real professionals. For example, if there's event happening somewhere in co-working space, there's a blockchain event happening, AI event happening in a co-working space, and it's free or whatever you can afford to pay, go there. Just hang out with people who are speakers there, who are learning there, who are building there. That's what make you more valuable than studying from the books or online. In the end of the day, you want to become a leader. That's what companies are looking for, is leaders, and leaders are always in demand. Let those questions keep coming, guys. If you have any kind of questions, make sure you keep posting those questions, because after this talk I'm going to start taking those questions. But I want to make sure that I cover a lot of these topics and then answer most of your questions. So let's talk about employers. Today, when employers look for, what are they looking for? You will be surprised that they're not looking for how fast code you can write. They're looking, first thing they look for is problem solving skills. Coding is great too, but coding, slowly they know AI is going to write a lot of code. You will still need to write code, and because you need to understand what you're writing, but your biggest skill is the problem solving. Then they will look for any real world projects or contributions you have online. I just talked to you about GitHub and C Sharp Corner. Have you contributed anything? Is anything there so they can check your work? And then how's your communication skills? And do you have a learning attitude? Learning attitude is very important because every day there's new technology coming out every day. Software developers like myself, I'm still learning. You know, I'm almost like a retirement age, but I'm still learning. And then what kind of internships and contributions you have done. So that's all employers look for. Keep that in mind. So point is that just don't just go to school, stay in class and leave and be done and thinking like, oh, I'm doing this study here, I'm getting this bachelor or master's degree, and as soon as I graduate, job is waiting for me. That's not going to happen. You have to start working now, start building your portfolio, start getting your name out there. So by the time you're out there, you already have a job for you. So again, let's quickly recap this. If your career growth roadmap, you have to think about what would be the roadmap look like. These are the some of the points. They're not in any particular order. Besides you're learning what you're already doing at college, whatever you're learning, that's fine. But these are the some of things you want to add to that. You want to have a strong network. How do you build a strong network? You go meet people, you go on a LinkedIn, start connecting with people, go to C Sharp Corner, ask a question, post answers, write, contribute. All those things matter. Continuous learning mindset. Your learning has to be everyday job, even if it's a half an hour, 15 minutes, doesn't matter. Go to a website or an app where you learn new things every day. Again, I keep talking about C Sharp Corner, but that's what we're doing on C Sharp Corner is we're publishing latest news and content about tech every day. So try to make it a habit whenever you have time. Either it's in the car, you're sitting on a bus, you are taking a break in the lunch break, you are in a, doesn't matter where you are. If you take a 15, 20, 30 minutes every day, learn new things. That's what going to make you the most in demand programmer or developer because you know a lot of things what's going on. Then again, get certifications, participate in challenges, participate in hackathons, attend webinars and conferences, and speak. Speaking is something that is very underrated. So if you get a chance, ever you get a chance, either speak in a group, in a class, or anywhere, try to participate in those because that's also going to be one of the biggest skills. It already is. When companies look for leaders, when you're going to join a company, you'll become a junior developer or you're becoming a dev, cloud engineer junior role, right? From junior role to senior role, senior role to architect, architect to lead to PM to CTO to CIO, all those steps. One of the skill is the leadership skill, the speaking skill, the communication skills, not necessarily the coding skill. So those things matter more than you would think. Because at this stage, you may not be thinking that. You may be thinking that I need to write code, build my application, but those other skills are very important. So now I want to talk about a few things for you guys, and this will be exciting. It should be exciting for you guys, and just pay attention to that. So we have something on C Sharp Corner. There's something called Sharp Rewards. If you guys participate in Hack India, you probably already know that. But now we are opening up C Sharp Corner portal for students to learn. If you're learning, you're actually going to earn more rewards. And the new rewards you can then cash out, you can spend on your growth, you can do whatever with it. There's different things coming up. So for example, if you just start learning, you took a just took a certification, or you just start learning through a learn series, or you just posted a question, everything you do in this community, you earn points can then convert into rewards. These rewards now you can use on your professional growth. You can attend a conference, you can buy books, you can buy a course, you can buy a course on an AI and machine learning, you can become a premium member, so many things. So check it out, go to C Sharp Corner, and when you log in, there's a page, Sharp Rewards. It will explain you how do you earn rewards and grow in your career. And you may say, why are we launching these rewards? What's the point? Where this come from? This came up from my personal experience and a lot of problems we see in IT industry. What happens is when IT guys they get a good job, they get good salary, they stop learning new things. So we are gamifying this continuous learning, if that makes sense. I'm sure you guys have heard of bounties. How many of you have heard of bounties? So we just launched bounties on C Sharp Corner. And bounties are basically you go and earn these things for free by doing certain things. And I'll give you a perfect example. There's a bounty right now we are running. It's called AI for Peace. It's by defunding. Defunding is a company that funds projects in AI and C Sharp Corner. So there right now we are running this AI for Peace. Uh, it's an idea. All you have to do is submit an idea. Like it could be a project idea of how AI can be used for peace in the world, right? There's war going on, there's a lot of problems going on. If you have an idea, you can use ChatGPT, you can use AI to get the idea, to write your idea. Just go there and submit your idea. Top 10 ideas will win $3,000 cash prize. First idea will win $1,000, second will 500, and then five more projects. So total seven. I said 10, it's not 10. Total seven ideas will win $3,000 cash. Check that out. And participating in this gives you a little bit thinking as well. Like, okay, how can AI be used for peace? Right? I don't know. You have to come up with some ideas. So check it out. Go to C Sharp Corner / bounties. And then what else can you do on this community for students? What C Sharp Corner, what else can you do there? As I said, this community is for you guys. We are building this for you where students can learn. You can go and download free ebooks. There's a Hack India hackathons, which I think a lot of you already participated. We have a student focused conferences, weekly webinars. So we have partnered with companies that are hiring interns, right? Job ready internship program. There's so many things going on. There's training we are launching. We're launching a training on prompt engineering, AI, ML, machine learning, full stack developer, Web3 developer. All those things, they are skills that are in demand. And then we're also going to certify you. And that certificate will go on your profile. So when employers are looking for interns, now we can pass those profiles to those companies, if that makes sense. Okay, with that said, I think I am done with my talk. This was good. I think half an hour. I took half an hour. So let's look at some of your questions. Again, I'm here for 20 more minutes. By the way, I'm in Philadelphia, US right now. So it's like 1 a.m. midnight. So that's why I'm maybe a little sleepy, but it's midnight. It's 1 a.m. here. But I want to make sure I answer a bunch of you guys' questions. Okay, Chili Tones question is startup. Do you think AI is lowering the barrier for students to launch startups, or is it raising the competition? With everyone having access to similar tools, how do we make our ideas stand out? That's a great question, amazing question. If you have Sharp Rewards wallet, I think we should give you 200 Sharp tokens. Yes. So definitely AI is lowering the barrier. Definitely now you can build your product, at least the most MVPs to show and demo with literally one person can build it without spending a lot of money, because that used to be the major challenge. And I don't think it's a bad thing, to be honest. I think it's a good thing because raising competition is always good. That means more competition is better for higher quality products. Um, sure, there's going to be a lot of similar ideas being built by because of the AI, but end of the day, as I said, who's more creative, who can be faster, who can be ahead of everybody, is going to win. And it's like anything else. When new technologies comes, there's always like, oh, it's going to change. That's fine, but guess what? It opens up new doors. So I wouldn't worry about the second part, but yes, agree. And I think People who will embrace AI, they will win the race. So everybody should be learning AI and AI tools these days. Do you think that eventually AI will reduce creative side of development or enhance it like student like us? So initially it will enhance because right now AI is still new. It's learning. But over the time, I think AI will do a lot of work, which is like kind of repetitive, like already done. For example, in future, you can just say, hey, build me a banking system with blah, blah, blah. All you have to do is say that, and AI will build everything, including from database, from UI, front end, mobile app, all that will be done. It actually is already doing, but systems are still not that sophisticated. So it's coming. So point I'm making is that the front end work, the web work, that will lot of 80% of that will be done by AI in coming time, and 20% will be done by developers. But there's going to be more need for the data side, for the back end side, from the other AI tools, creativity, business logic. So I don't think, people are always afraid like, will AI take my job? Sure, it will. It will take your job if you don't learn new things, because there's so many new things coming out. There's Web 3s now here. There's AI is here. So many new technologies coming out. Cloud will always be in demand for a while, right? There's a lot of things out there. Krishna asked, will companies value projects built using no-code platform the same way they value traditional? Yeah, so that's a great question on GitHub profile. Even though you can build project using AI, companies still want to know that you understand the basics, you understand the fundamentals. Because what happens when AI writes bad code? What happens when AI writes code in older version? What happens if AI's code is not secure? You still need to know that. If I'm hiring somebody, I want to make sure they understand the fundamentals. They can review the code. They don't have to necessarily type the code. Okay, but as a company, if you are a good developer, I don't care if you write by using AI or hand. I would rather write using AI, because businesses, when you think of businesses, they only have one goal: getting work done. They don't care how. Okay, they don't care what language it is, they don't care what platform it is, they don't care who wrote it. They want to get the work done faster. If I'm a bank, I need to launch a payment system. I need to launch. Banks are behind. Businesses are always behind. So they're all they care is who and how we can launch this fastest way possible. So AI, they don't care. I don't think they will care. But for you guys, for students, they want to make sure that you understand. And so you still have to understand what code means, what is it doing. So yeah. Wow, a lot of questions, guys. Great questions. Amazing questions. They're all great questions. Will familiarity with CoPilot or prompt engineering be considered as a real skill? Yes, it's already is right now. If I'm hiring somebody, I want to make sure they know CoPilot. I want to make sure they know prompt engineering. This is already a real skill that is in demand, big time. Is learning Power BI relevant? Yes. So BI is always in demand, right? BI will always be in demand. A lot of work now in BI is done by AI, but because anything in BI also means data. Data also means, so you have to data cleaning, data, you know, going back, make sure the data is right, how it's stored, what format it is. That will always be in demand. If it's not Power BI, it'll be some other tool. Doesn't matter. BI will be in demand. This is great question. Harshita saying, how do you personally stay updated with rapidly evolving field of AI, and what strategies would you recommend for us to do the same? So Harshita, that's a great question. When even I was a student, when I came to US first time, I was working full-time job. I was doing consulting, but every day, no matter what, no matter I went to weekend, no matter I went to bars, to clubs, whatever I did, I made sure that every day almost I put 1 hours of learning new things and going to different websites, following different people on accounts, Twitter accounts, you know, reading those tech news, tech portals. I made sure that's became my habit. And as a matter of fact, in 5, 6 years, it became my habit that the day I wouldn't do that, learn and write. Not only I learn, I also wrote about these things. That's the reason I learn a lot, because when I was just reading, sometimes you just read and then it skips and you forget about it. What I used to do is I read something new and then I will write about it and I'll share on C Sharp Corner. So that's how C Sharp Corner got a lot of articles in traffic. Millions of users read my articles because I learned new things. New things just came out. For example, CoPilot came out. When CoPilot came out, I learned CoPilot. I wrote about on C Sharp Corner. I wrote a book on it and I published videos on it. But now, because I did all that, I know it now. I don't need to remember anything. So, yeah, it's all about habit. If you really want something in life, if you want to become a buff, just go to gym every day and it will become a habit. If you really want to become a rich, just start hanging out with rich people and do the same thing, you'll become rich. The rules in life are simple. Whatever you want, you'll get it, but you have to 100% dedicate to that. It doesn't matter what you want to be, you will become that. Okay, Suraj asks, if AI can now code, write, design, and even think creatively, what will be the left for students like us to matter so we remain valuable in the future? So this is important question because a lot of companies are not hiring interns, especially young students. This is very important for you guys. As a matter of fact, even in the US, they're saying that most jobs, AI is going to impact the junior developer roles, and the students who are graduating now in next few years will have hard time getting in the industry. So that you have the great question, how do you stay still remain valuable? You still remain valuable by upskilling yourself, by learning these new skills. So if a senior developer can use AI to write a software, so you can do that too, and you are cheaper, right? So as long as you are learning these new things, new skills, new tools, new, and you are competing, you're building projects on GitHub, and you are attending conferences, meeting people, building network. Remember, most jobs most jobs people get through relationships. Okay, India it's less. In US, the result came out that 92% jobs people get through relationships, means who you know. And the way you know people is you go and meet them, you go and tag them, you ask questions, you go interact with people. Because if you're coming and talking to me at a user group and I know you already and you ask me for a job, I'll say, yeah, I know you, let's, yeah, we'll try that. So great question. um, what does it mean to be an MVP of a company or a community, and how can I work toward becoming MVP at C Sharp Corner as a student? Great question, Sahil. MVP means most valuable professional, and bunch of companies like Microsoft have their Microsoft MVP. C Sharp has C Sharp Corner MVPs. So C Sharp Corner right now has 3.1 million members. Okay, out of 3.1 million members, many of them contribute every day, every month. They speak, they write articles, they share their code, they help at the events, they answer forum questions. So anything you do in the community, you earn points, and more points you earn. Every 3 months, every quarter, we review the top members who are doing activity in the community. You can be just helping running a chapter, you can be just helping do some, getting some people joining C Sharp Corners, this program, for example, this we are doing right now. So all these activities you do, you earn these points, and then you become MVP. Once you become MVP, you have a lot of these features and perks unlocked to you. For example, talking to me, for example, getting advice, coming to the conferences, and other perks. So that hopefully that answered your question. On C Sharp Corner, there's also an article, how to become a C Sharp Corner MVP. And I'm sure if you search in Google or Chat GPT, it will tell you as well. Thank you for asking. Is it better to splice in one domain early on, or should I explore multiple fields first? Definitely one domain. Doesn't matter what it is. Don't try to do too much in the beginning, because right now you guys are very young. So you have to master one field. Doesn't matter what it is. Because if you master that, you're really good at it, you definitely beat the competition. Don't try to do too many things right now. These are great questions, guys. You are smart, really. I wasn't that smart when I was in college. I didn't know what to ask. Um, let's keep going. This is good. As a student, how do I build the right team for a startup? Most of my peers are still learning and unsure about commitment. That's so you want to do a startup. That's great. Yeah, we didn't have a chance to talk about startup actually. That's my favorite topic. I have done a lot of startups in my life, probably, but most of them failed. So it's not something. Yeah, I mean, the right thing in the beginning is really when you're a student, and you have to look for a few things. Number one, how much you love this project, the idea, the passion. Make sure the other founders or co-founders also have the same passion, right? No, they're not just coming because you're their friend. So you have to, it's like a startup co-founder. Finding a startup co-founder is like getting married. Okay. It's no different than that, because once your company is built and you are the co-founder, this is like almost forever until the company is there. Like it's like having a baby, getting married. So what my suggestion is, before you get married, try to date, try to work and understand and learn more, because you are their friends, you already know them. Try to not rush it. See if their commitments is number one. Number two, try to find co-founders that have complementary skills to you. Means they can do something you cannot do, and you can do something they cannot do. It's better to get, for example, if you are good at coding, you want to find a co-founder who's probably good in selling. And it's hard to find that, but if you do that, that's probably a better match than having three co-founders and they're all coders. Because you're a coder, you can build a product, you still need to sell it, you still need to market it, you still need to have finance, somebody from finance. So a more skills you have from the co-founding side, better it is for a startup. How do you filter information using AI in the sea of information? And this is unknown guy. So you are unknown already. You're already not giving me enough information. How do I filter you? um, it's hard. I mean, it's hard, but again, AI is getting better. It's really the prompt engineering we talked about. That's what prompting is. That's what you become better at prompt engineering once you understand how AI thinks, how AI works, and what is goes behind it. Then you will know how to ask question. You can say, "Oh, create me a resume," and then you can say, "Create me a resume for a student who's in second year and who has, Pascal, C++, C Sharp as skill sets, looking for internship." And then you can go into more depth, more details, give it a context. um, I have written several articles on this topic on C Sharp Corner. If you go to generative AI section, there's a lot of articles on that. I'm actually launching a prompt engineering course just for students next week or two. So stay tuned and maybe just connect with Atul. I think a lot of you guys are familiar with Atul, and Atul is handling these training. So we're launching a prompt engineering course, also vibe coding course. These are in-person training just for students like yourself. We often hear terms like no code and vibe coding. Are they the same, or do they represent different techniques? They're a little bit different. No code is different. No code is a simple, straightforward tool that writes code for you with some, commands and pre-existing logic and things like that. So no coding is different, but vibe coding is almost same as AI coding with more skills. So vibe coding, it's a term. It's not really a science. It really means that you have to have creativity, you have to have fluidity, you have to understand the, again, everything goes back to the context, the prompt engineering. More you learn, more you adapt, more you talk. To think of vibe coding in brief is understanding how to talk to AI as an assistant of yours. And that skill is vibe coding. It doesn't need, it doesn't mean that you need to know coding about it. Hopefully that answers your question, Gauri. A lot of great questions, guys. This is good. What was the biggest challenge for you faced while starting your tech journey, and how did you overcome it? That's a great question, TCS. So I had a lot of challenges, to be honest. And first challenge was I didn't have a mentor, or I didn't have any guide who told me what to do. So I kind of navigate my own. I came to US when um, when I graduated from my masters. I joined a small company in Noida, and see, I only worked there 6 months, and they said go to US. I came to US, and then I just made a lot of mistakes because I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any good. Come from village, I didn't know English, right? So how do you overcome? I overcame. I think I just kept doing things which I believed in it. I just didn't stop, and it just, I took a risk. I was not afraid. There were a few things with me is I'm never afraid of trying new things. So yeah, I just try different things. I failed many times, and you fail all the time. That's fine, but it shouldn't stop you because. And then other thing you can do is, which if I have to advise now, if I have to give you advice, and I go back myself, if I'm growing in college now and I'm starting my career, what I would do is I would find a good mentor. I would also find a good people around me. And when I came to US, I lived in an area where there's not too much tech. So I would move to a place where there's a lot of tech, where there's a lot of innovation happening. Like if anybody who goes to Silicon Valley when they're young, they all end up becoming a building a big companies at early stage. So few tips I will give you all of you guys is it's very important to have a mentor. Mentor should be somebody who has done something which you're looking for, and they really have best interest of you to help you, and they're not looking for anything in return, right? That's probably mentors do. Second thing is you will become what your best five friends are. That's the fact. So if you're trying to do a startup, hang out with friends they are doing startups. If they are doing startups, you will end up doing startup. Try to stay at a place where they're all hanging out. And next thing I would say is go go get it. And when I'm saying go get it means think about this world, right? This world is full of everything, right? But it has limited resources. When you think of a gold, this world has limited gold. When you think of money, this world has limited money. But people are getting it every day, right? People are making money every day. Somebody's making it. Whoever goes after it, whoever is aggressive, whoever puts everything, say, I'm going to do everything to make money, they will go and make money. It's that simple. Even though it's simple, it's really hard. It could be hard, but you cannot just say this is hard for me. You have to say, you know what, no matter what comes to me, I'm going to go do it, and you'll end up getting it. That's how it is. I don't have to explain you, like if you want something and you really 100% want it and you can do anything for that, chances are you will get the success there. How do you identify which technologies are worth mastering long term versus those are just hype? I think I just mentioned some of them, and you can these days you can even, that's where good AI is good at it. You can just ask details, right? Because some technologies are going to be here for long term because they're just starting. AI is going to be here for long term. Uh, Hypes are fine too. Sometimes you have to also jump on a hype, right? That's fine too. It's nothing wrong, but you still have to continue doing the work you're doing. Um, if you're a student and you're learning programming, doesn't matter what language, what framework comes, you're learning a skill. This skill is transferable. The biggest skill is that you keep learning newer things, continue upgrading yourself. If you're doing that, you should not be worry about anything. Okay, guys, let's we have we'll take looks like a lot of great questions. We'll take maybe 5 more minutes. It's a little late. How can a student who is not having much knowledge about Web3 can flourish in the field? Can describe in brief way. Okay, so again, Pratham, the answer is just be there. Be there, in there. If you really want to do Web3, you want to become master of Web3, that's what you should be thinking all the time. It's simple. You should be reading Web3. When you are on a YouTube, you shouldn't be on YouTube. You should be on a YouTube searching Web3. You should be on a Twitter. You should be looking for Web3. You should be on Instagram searching Web3. You should be going attending the events and webinars in Web3. If you start doing that, Web3 will come to you. Okay, it's that simple. You have to just be that thing. So somebody said it right, be the ball. I don't know if you guys heard of this phrase. It's called be the ball. It's in basketball. Be the ball means you are the ball, right? If you are the ball, you're putting your 100% in there. Eventually you'll become successful. So it's not hard. It feels like sometimes hard because you don't know where to go, you don't know who to ask. And that's what the C#Corner community, like we are here. There's a lot of webinars like this happening every day. If you find it, there's a lot of companies doing these webinars. All Web3 companies have their free webinars, everyone, and they're actually promoting it. They have all have learning things. So all you have to do is find and just do it and just start learning it. But you have to put time in it, right? That's you have to do it. You cannot just say, it's there's simple rules in life. What do you want the most? Do you want the most movie you want to enjoy with friends, or you want Web3? Those are the two things. And if you want more Web3 than anything else, you will get Web3. Okay, let's take a few more questions. This is great, guys. You guys have amazing questions. I can stay here all day and night. Like, looks like we need full day for this. The person who didn't know much about this field, what is the first step to start his or her journey effectively? Which field are we talking about? RK. Um, I think the key is find out somebody who is in that field and who's very close to you. For example, if I don't know the field you're talking about, let's say AI. If you want to get in AI and you don't know anything about it, first thing is you need to find out who is in AI, who is really close to me, who's going to AI in my class or in my school, and try to just go along and just finding it. Sometimes feels like it's hard, but it is. But once a lot of you guys 20 years later, you will see that life is not that complex. You sometimes in college we think that it's a lot of things. Oh, I don't know this, or what will happen in my life, future. Everything will be fine as long as you keep doing your job. And just follow Gita, right? Just keep doing your karma with full faith. You cannot just cheat. You cannot say, oh, I'm studying, but and then cheat. If you have to do with full faith, and you have to put your full energy in it. And I think the results will come. Sometimes they're delayed, but eventually you will get success. How a mechanical engineer student learn AI as a tool, and how can I start career in it? So AI as a tool, if you don't need to go into too much details, it's for everybody, to be honest, as long as you know how to talk to it. And that's prompt engineering. It does not require a computer science degree or coding at all. All you have to have is good English right now. I think in Hindi, they're going to become in Hindi too soon. But if you have a good English communication, you have imagination, you have the words, you want to learn prompting, I think you can start using these tools and start building some cool things using AI. Okay, great. This is appreciated, Izumi. That's great. I'm glad that you You're enjoying it. I'm glad you're learning something. If AI can now code, yeah, let's take a couple of more questions, Simon, and I think we'll be done. How can a student who is not having much knowledge about language and he wanna be a software developers, how can he start in short term? King. So you are not a computer science student, is that what you're saying? And you want to get into coding? Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know what your background is, right? If your background is something around math, problem solving, that you can get into coding, become a software developer. But I think if you are not into coding, your degree is not, and degree is something else, you have to work a lot harder, right? Because you don't know the fundamentals. It's better for you to get into this vibe coding and prompt engineering and other skills, because then you can use these tools to build something. Creativity becomes a big deal these days. For example, you want to build some amazing videos for a company and do that as a job or as a business, or images. You can just use these AI tools, right? So focus on a language or learning about prompt engineering, which one is will be better option? Language you need to learn, right? Prompt engineering is not, it doesn't need 8 months or 6 months. Prompt engineering you can learn in just few days, a week, right? You have to still learn language if you are a coder or programmer or a software engineer. If you are in computer science building applications, you have to have at least one language, and you have to master at least one language syntaxes, because once you know one language, then every other language is easy. Prompt engineering is something you do side by side. This is not without, prompt engineering, when you do and AI writes code for you, you still have to understand what AI is writing. Otherwise, it could be a problem. Is learning C Sharp available for free, or does it require paid subscription resources? No, C Sharp is free. C Sharp is an open source language like C++. You can go learn anywhere. C Sharp Corner has, I have a book on C Sharp Corner. I think it's free. Yeah, there's a lot of free resources learning. You can learn from YouTube. You can learn C Sharp Corner. You can go Microsoft C Sharp, learn C Sharp portal. You can do all that. All right, let's take one more last question, Simon, and I think we will close it. This is great, though, guys. Amazing. This is fun. You guys have a lot of great questions. Rudra Pratap Sharma says, what are the key skills or experiences you believe are the most valuable for a recent graduate to focus on when starting career in tech industry? I think we talked about those in my this talk was all about those skills. So if you go back and watch this talk, that's what I was telling you. Different things you could do is I think you have to watch the whole video. This was all about those skills, right? We went through the whole step by step. Um, but again, technical side, I think technical side is some AI fundamentals, programming. um, Tech industry is a big word, right? Tech industry, you could be starting as a software developer, you can start as a DevOps, you could be starting as a cloud. AI depends on what you're drawing. You have to have skills related to that to start your tech industry. Number one, career. Number two, then you need to have these complementary skills like problem solving, communications, other skills like being a good team member. Yeah, I think I forgot to skip all my now, but this video has all those uh, three four slides just talked about this. All right, guys, this was fun. Everybody appreciated. You guys are amazing. A lot of great questions. I think you guys will have a good future. Just keep learning every day. Try to make it a habit. The only thing I'll say is every day try to put half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, just learn something new. Go on a website like C Sharp Corner, that's all we do. If you go to C Sharp Corner, there's no other portal is doing that. You go there every day, and all you will see is new articles, videos on new skills, and just learn about those things and just learn whichever you like. Go deep into that, then go into more depth. That will give you what you really want. With that said, guys, thank you everybody, and good night.